My name is Anne. I'm one of the student educators here at the Museum of Art, and today I'm excited to be in our Treasures of the Collection exhibition talking about this painting called Noon by Abbott Thayer. And this painting of an angel is definitely one that I think anyone can appreciate, whether they know anything about the artist or his life or his interests. But the more that I learned about Abbott Thayer and the things that he was interested in, the more that I've been able to appreciate this painting. So today I'd love to share with you some of the things that I've learned about him. Abbott Thayer had two great interests in his life, and he was equally passionate about both, and he pursued both. One, of course, was painting and art. But his other passion was actually nature and the outdoors. And at first, those two ideas, those two passions might seem to be very disjointed. But the more that I've learned about it, the more that I saw that in his eyes, those two great passions weren't as separate from each other as you would think at first. The most fascinating thing about Abbott Thayer was that he was an important part of developing theories of camouflage. After spending tons and tons of time in the outdoors, after making many paintings of animals, and even making paintings of animals blending into their environment, he created this theory of art called counter shading. They'll be colored lighter on the underside of their bodies compared to the upper side of their bodies. A really good example of that is a great white shark. They have a lighter underbelly compared to the top half of their body. So what that does is when they're in light, it makes it so that with the lighter colors, you can't see the shading on the top as well. And that's actually a principle that artists use to make things stand out in their paintings. The more that I look at this painting, the more that I can see the Abbott Thayer's passion for nature in it. I've realized that he knew a lot about proportions, he knew how to represent angels, but at the same time, this painting isn't quite as developed as you'd think an academic or a perfect painting would be. You could definitely see that in the hands of the angel. You can see that he wasn't concerned about making perfect lines or perfect shapes. I think that you definitely see that in nature. Nature is not concerned with being perfect, it's just itself. For him, nature probably represented purity, and it represented lots of the virtues and lots of the things that he felt were important about life. And that's kind of the same idea behind his angel portraits as well. To him, they represented the ideal qualities that he saw in women and in the world. And when I look at this painting now, after learning everything that I have about him, I now see within the eyes of the angel, I look at it and I see that invitation that the angels welcome you to come and to learn more about what they have to offer, but also I feel like in her eyes I see a challenge as well. She's challenging us to be more pure and to seek things that are higher up in nature than we're already doing in our lives. And so now when I look at this painting, I feel like my experience is a lot more meaningful because I know it was important to him, and I can see that in this work.